Can you remember the first time you held a camera or took a photograph?
Yeah, actually I can. It was a friend of mine had an old Russian Zenith camera, and I was intrigued by it, and he let me borrow it. I think it ended up being quite a long borrow actually, and I put some film through it, and I think one picture came out, but I was so intrigued by the process and the fact I could never draw, but I could see things in pictures when I looked through the viewfinder, and yeah, I absolutely loved it. And then when I left school, I got a job and I got enough money and I bought my first camera, and really from then till now I've pretty much continuously taken photographs.
Yeah, well, I mean, what sort of fields have you been? What sort of photography have you done?
Predominantly portraiture, more than anything, taking pictures of people. And it's funny, when you work professionally as a photographer, you still have the passion for photography, but you're desperate to do it as a hobby. So landscape photography and more abstract fine art photography was always a hobby for me.
Right.
So it's only really now that I've left portrait photography that I'm doing fine art photography solely, that I can honestly say that I'm living my hobby, I'm working my hobby.
I mean, the fine art collection is fantastic. For me, these, like the cityscapes, are just phenomenal. I think if you've been there, I saw like New York and London, I think they're wonderful. But you do a lot of other different types of photography as well. I mean, talk us through some of the other things that you photograph.
I think the important thing to point out is I don't consider myself, certainly with fine art photography, I don't consider myself a photographer as much as an impressionist. None of the pictures that I take look exactly like it would have looked if you'd have been there when I took the picture. Now that could be in post-production, or it could be the way I take the picture with very long exposures, or combining different pictures together. I use a lot of different techniques to create these images, so they're always a one-off.
Yeah.
And that's very important when you're doing limited edition prints, because even once the 12 prints have gone, then literally I throw the original away.
I couldn't believe that when I heard that there was only 12 made. Like that's really rare. I mean, is that something you purposely did?
When I looked at what other photographers were doing in the fine art world, the problem with photography is a medium that's designed to be replicated. The old negative was designed, you can make thousands of prints from it. And I wanted to do something that was much more like a traditional canvas idea of fine art. So I think I set on 12 being a small enough number. You can't do it with one, but 12 was such a small number that once the 12 have gone, they're really gone, and that's it. And they become collectible because of that, assuming people like the work. And I think and they have real value because of it, because I literally throw the original away, and even I couldn't make it again because everyone is completely individual.
No, that's brilliant. And I think the big thing for me, like, because I've grown up, I studied art at A-level and stuff, and I love art myself, but every time I've bought a print or a canvas or a photograph, it's so expensive and such a nightmare actually hanging the things.
Yeah, people don't realise.
So the fact that you actually
people don't realise how much
everyone.
framing costs. Yeah, it was very important to me that to make something that was finished art that people could hang on the wall, to have a product that it just didn't seem many people were doing that. So very limited edition, and something that's beautifully made. I use literally the best framers and printers.
And you can get it home and just put it up. You haven't got to fiddle around.
Away. And people don't realise how expensive framing is. It's only when you say someone buys a print and they take it to framers and the framer says it's got hundreds of pounds. They go, what
sometimes
for?
more than the
but that's how much
picture.
it costs. It's a really skilled job framing.
Well, I think it's phenomenal. Thank you so much for talking to me. I'll let you get back to your work.
Thank you.